Three candidates are vying for the presidency in Rwanda, where incumbent President Paul Kagame has won every election since 2000. In a recent campaign rally, Kagame told supporters a lot has been done, but more is possible if they choose him again.
There are roads.
Hello, my beautiful African people. President Paul Kagame of Rwanda is heading the way of President Mugabe, the former president of Zimbabwe. He is following in his footsteps because, he came to power in 2000. And, he still wants more power, more extension of tenures, That's where he's heading to. He's heading towards President Mugabe, the life presidency, or president we see in some of African countries. And when you look at listen to this video clip, and I'll come back and we'll continue the discussion.
Three candidates are vying for the presidency in Rwanda, where incumbent President Paul Kagame has won every election since 2000. In a recent campaign rally, Kagame told supporters a lot has been done, but more is possible if they choose him again.
There are roads, electricity, and many other infrastructures that we have achieved. But we still want to achieve more. We will do that with your help, starting with the elections we have on July 15th.
The 66-year-old Rwanda Patriotic Front leader is expected to win these elections once again. One of the reasons, say analysts, is the way he's been able to guide the East African country since the 1994 genocide, when an estimated 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus were killed by Hutu extremists.
The first one, which is coming and coming again, is about security and stability. The language and practice and success around the stabilization and security, mainly internal politics, I think it is joining the expectation and aspiration of many Rwandans after this tragic and historical background.
But Democratic Green Party candidate Frank Habineza, who ran against Kagame in 2017, is in the race again this year because he says the incumbent president has stayed around way too long. He told VOA he's successfully campaigned in 24 out of the 30 districts so far, including this one in Gicumbi, and voters have been more enthusiastic this time around.
I'm giving them hope that at least after the 30 years, we need something different. We need to see a different way of living, a different political program, a different thinking, a different vision. We are not going to destroy the good things that have been done, but we want to give them a better hope, a better future.
As for independent candidate Philip Mpaimana, a journalist turned politician, he too respects how far the country has come, but wants to be considered as someone who can move it forward. This is also his second bid for the top job. He says his manifesto is covered in 50 articles with innovative ideas and initiatives. Other candidates were barred from this race by the National Electoral Commission for various reasons. One was the president's fiercest critics, Diane Rwigara, who was once again barred on the grounds that she had failed to provide a criminal record statement and had not met the minimum number of supporters' signatures. Rwigara expressed her disappointment on the X social media platform, where she told Kagame, "This is the second time you cheat me."
We are looking at President Paul Kagame. And the title of the video is Paul Kagame is heading towards the way of President Mugabe, the former president of Zimbabwe. This is what we see, the upcoming election that will take place on 15th of July, if I'm right, in Rwanda, is a bygone conclusion. Because he is kind of destined, to win that election. But I don't think destined will be the normal description. It cannot be like he will win that election. He is programmed to win that election. And don't remember that Paul Kagame came into power in 2000. And when he came into power, he talks the good talk. You know, when you listen to him then, you like him. And you're going to say he's the right person for that job. As you see in the video clip, you know, the reasons people gave for him to continue being in power is that one of them is that he brings stability in that country because they had a civil war prior to his ascension into the power. So, but what we are looking at, you know, is we are seeing that, you know, the same stuff that bedevils our African former president is gonna bedevil him, or is already bedeviled him, you know, when you stay long in the power. And it's not all about democracy anymore. It becomes like a king in that country. Don't forget that in 2015, because in their constitution, former constitution, presidency is supposed to be like 2 terms. But he changed the constitution. You know, he went to he changed it through a referendum, and he gave himself a 3rd term and another 2nd term again. You know, you see the pattern is going on, because let's assume that he brings stability in that country and other development. But any country that depends on one man to bring stability in that country have a problem, because what's happened if something happened to him suddenly? He's no longer there. Does it mean that instability is gonna return? Because it doesn't make sense if since 2000 he have not found anyone in Rwanda that can do the job he does, or even do better than him. I'm not saying that he's not doing a good job in Rwanda. Don't get me wrong. But even if you're doing a good job in any part of Africa, it doesn't mean that you are the best person there, because you might be thinking what is your best might be just average for another person that might go further than their best. You know what I mean? And when we see these people in Africa, once they come to power, they get their hold on power, they want to stay there forever. Like if you look at Cameroon or Biya. And coincidentally, they have the same name, Paul Biya and Paul Kagame. And Paul Biya have been there for more than 41 years in Cameroon. And this man, this Paul Kagame, is moving towards that direction of a life presidency we see with these African people. And when you stay long like that in power, you become a dictator. There's no doubt about it. If you look at Zimbabwe and Mugabe when he was alive, how he stayed in power. The only thing that got him out of power is when they start having some, civil disobedience in that country. Even if you're doing a good job, you should make way, because this is democracy. It's not a one-man, a family affair. That's not democracy. You know what I mean? And even if you're doing the best job, when you stay too much in anything, even your legacy, you might lose your legacy, because anything can happen and tarnish your whole legacy you have there. Because it's not gonna. This is 4th term. It's gonna win, but don't go and sleep and think that this will be his last term. It's not gonna be his last term, because I see the way he's moving. That the same thing that Mugabe did, he is likely to do that. And I can give you like a 80% prediction that he is gonna go the way of Mugabe. That's for sure. But another thing he does, because recently I think his neighboring country, Congo DR, is accusing him of, supporting rebels in that country that are fighting against the country. So I don't know, maybe, you see, that's the problem we have now, that he has stayed long in the office, he's now being accused. I don't think we have verified that claim that he's supporting, a country, a rebel in a country to destabilize that country. And it's a neighboring country to Rwanda as well. So this is what we see in Africa. And this is not democracy. If that's what we see all the time in Africa, democracy in paper, but in actuality, it's not democracy. And when you look at his opposition, you see they don't have. You see the infrastructure. They don't have they don't have the resources. They don't have the cash as well to challenge him properly in an election. And his opposition, the main opposition, the court banned her from running. Somebody that can give him a run for his money, because stopped her. And you can say that he's using the state infrastructure, to keep himself in power. That's what we see, because he has money, have the state money to use in his campaign and buy people's vote, if as the case may be, or do anything. But the opposition, they look, they don't have enough cash, to run a campaign as he does. And that's when we know that he will eventually win that election. There's no doubt about it. But the problem we are having with him is that when he came for the first time, when he became president the first time, all the good stuff he said now, it doesn't make sense anymore, because when we listen to his past speeches about how it's gonna do, what it's gonna do, how it's gonna handle power in that country, it's going against his statements, by trying to be a life president. And any country in Africa that have this kind of life presidents, we don't see even much development there, because when you look at Cameroon or Biya, there's not much development in Cameroon. And Rwanda is a small country. I don't think the way they are today, maybe they would have been far more ahead where they are today, if somebody that is capable is handling their country. So the only thing he brings to the table is stability. But stability doesn't hang on one man. Because if it hangs on one man, it's very fragile. If anything happens to him, the stability will disappear. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us reach more people. And like our video. And, if you disagree with what we're saying, you can let us know in the comment section. I'm your bratan. Don't move, as the Russians caused me. Peace.